everybody. We are doing our podcast a little bit differently today. It's our not a podcast, but we're on a family vacation.
And here's the thing. I'm used to just either laying in bed or I'm just with Melissa. But I've got my studio audience.
Our whole family sitting here watching. So we'll see how this podcast goes today.
I know. I'm like looking over there too.
So Logan and I decided that we would do this podcast thing last week when we were on a honeymoon trip. I know.
Renew our vows?
No, what were we on?
Just like
an anniversary trip. But we were in Monterey and we did it on a golf course. So we decided that each week our podcast will just be filmed somewhere random and different. You guys have to guess where we are in the comments. You got sent in a ton of questions and I just took the top 25 here, but we'll see what we can get through.
Okay.
Since the whole family is watching.
I know, it's throwing me off. I'm like, hi.
So somebody asked, what does the future look like for books or content in our for our future?
I honestly don't know. I know for me, I love reading in bed because it's such a fun, lazy thing to do. So I really like that. I know you were saying we were going to do more like Q&A and different things like that. I don't know, because I don't really know what book is next. Usually you just kind of, vet all the books and you're like, here's the next book.
We're going to finish the ACOTAR series. I think that's kind of the current plan. And then we talked about doing Throne of Glass next. And then, of course, I think we want to react to some TV shows that are out and very popular right now. So I think we're going to plan for that. I don't know if a lot of people know this, but before we started Logan Reads and before we had children, or no, actually when we had our first son, we really wanted to do a lot of travel content.
Yeah, that's
and
right.
then I got really sick, so we kind of stopped doing travel. So
we just traveled very locally, like within 5 square miles.
Yeah, exactly. So this is fun and new to get to kind of do some different places. So it's kind of where we're doing our podcast, so maybe we'll integrate a little travel into.
I feel like we'll probably keep it, or I hope, I don't know. I feel like we'll probably keep it real casual. We're like in bed or kind of thing.
I don't feel like Logan and I have ever wanted to be. I feel like we've always wanted to be very casual. I don't want to be very scripted. You're not scripted.
I can't be
Logan cannot read a script.
I don't do well, even in theater class. I did good in improv, but when we had the actual show, I remember I was the understudy for Blythe Spirit, and they're like, Logan, why don't you get up and just show us where you're at? And I was like, Blythe Spirit? I didn't know anything about it. It wasn't good. Thank goodness the main guy who was in it, his name was Rob. He was playing soccer, and I was so stressed because if he broke his leg, I was gonna have to go on. He was good. He did a great job. It was a good show. And I was with the curtain.
You better tell Rob thank
you, Rob.
Oh, what am I currently reading? I'm currently reading the Windy City series. Yes, I am 2 or 3 books into that one. I'm really enjoying it. So if you haven't read those are really great.
I know the girls at work are reading that, or they've already finished it. Yeah.
Ah. Ooh, will ACOMAF be next for Logan's sake? Yes, that's the next ACOTAR book.
Oh, okay. ACOMAF. Okay. So they're each different. I thought they were just all ACOTARs. Or plural. Okay.
No, did you realize that it's A Court of Thorn and Roses? It's ACOTAR.
Yeah, I don't know. I just thought it was short,
All right.
A nickname,
Do we ever listen to audiobooks while reading? No?
I did with Harry Potter.
Because, yeah, that's true.
The last Harry Potter movie was coming out. I didn't know anything about Harry Potter when I met Melissa. I'd only seen part of the Chamber of Secrets. I remember Melissa was really big into Harry Potter, and she asked me, she was like, well, how do you feel about Harry Potter? I was like, it's that, I don't know much, it's that little boy that lives in the sewers with his snake, his pet snake. And she's like, what are you talking about? And I had only seen the very tail end of that. And she's like, I said, I'll take you to go see the last movie if you want to go see it. And she was like, well, you got to read these books. So I had a month.
I told him he was not allowed to see the movies, the final movie, without reading all the books. And I think the movie was coming out in 3 months?
I think so. No,
it was
a month and a half.
Maybe it was. I also told you I wouldn't marry you unless you read all of it.
We read them quickly. But I read the books, and while I was driving to work, I'd switch over to the audiobook, and the audiobook, that guy, it was so peaceful.
He was a good audiobook.
I love when he do Ron's voice. He did really good.
But we haven't listened to any of the romantic-y books that we've read on audiobook. But we've been told to. I did hear a clip. One of the girls at work let me hear Zayden's voice. Oh,
and I
didn't know that.
Wow, I couldn't have thought of, in my mind, I thought that's what it was, and then now I have that and I use that voice. But that's whoever that is.
Can you give us a sample?
I wish I couldn't.
No, go for
it. Would bore. It's just very. It's like I picture it as my voice, but it's
You picture it as
like
your voice?
10 times deeper, more rugged. Like give me what's a good line? What's a good Zayden line?
Oh.
Violence. I don't know. It's a very I can't do it. It almost sounds like a
Yeah, you're right.
like
Let
a
me keep
drunken
my
Christmas word
imagination.
when I try to do it. So no.
Okay. Ooh, what happened when you read There You Are, I've Been Looking For You?
That was the moment me and Favorite connected. We both were, or me and the man that came from the shadows. I've been looking for him because I mean, and I don't know if this is in all the romancy. I don't know if this is the recipe that you basically have, but it's in Quicksilver and in Fourth Wing. It's like this like shadowy, beautiful, scary person, and he checked all the boxes within like a couple pages. So I'm in. I will
You're
say
in?
I'm a little stressed because we saw him for just a second and he hasn't been back and we're living with Tamlin again. I just thought he's gonna be like, get your crayons, let's go. But it didn't happen.
What are your theories on him? People want to know. The people want to know what are your theories on him?
I imagine he fights Tamlin. And
Oh.
of course, like easily
Okay.
wins kind of thing.
Easily wins.
Yeah. But I feel like I don't know.
Like a battle for favorite, or
No, I think or just even about. I almost wonder if it's going to be like a love triangle thing.
Oh, interesting.
But I don't want Tamlin in the triangle. So I guess it wouldn't
You
be
just want
like
a line?
just a straight line. I just want him to show up and she's like, I made a mistake. You're my guy. You know.
Like she just comes to this
Yeah,
realization.
well,
on her own?
because I've only seen it where it was like with Zayden, she knew like because the thing she's like, oh, I cannot like this guy, but then we get you're in her mind and you get a page description of what he looks like and you're like, how long are you gonna fight that for, you know? So I'm hopeful.
Speaking of audiobooks and that line, do you want to give us your interpretation of that line? There you are, I've been looking for you.
I feel like okay in the romantasy books and stuff like that, I do feel like there is way more to the lines, like epic lines.
No. I was gonna say, you did the Zayden voice for us. You want to do this one?
She said I don't know if his voice is as deep as Zayden's, because she said it like purrs, like his voice purrs like a lover.
Can you do that?
No. He's like,
There you are, I've been looking for you.
there you are, I've been looking for you. But it's like,
Oh,
but
wow.
like a little more like, I feel like it's Zayden's but classier. I don't know, like a little like richer, like wine or honey. You know what I mean? Does that make sense? Like, you know.
Picking it up, yeah. Do you plan to read Throne of Glass? Yes.
Melissa, do I? Okay.
Yes. No, you know what? I feel like people will fight about, and you can put it in the comments, what order you believe that Logan should go in. I have an order that I feel like it's just going to work better for filming purposes, as not as there's such debate over what order to read these books in. Because there's like a publishing order.
Is it like?
But then there's the order that come out in like the book series. Like people think that you should read it 1 through 7. Like kind of like debate over
like Star Wars, like the prequels versus.
Exactly.
Okay.
So whatever order we go in, there's gonna bound to be somebody upset, say that we went the wrong way. But I'm thinking that
How did you read it? Out of curiosity.
I read it with Assassin's Blade 3rd or 4th. I can't remember now. But people think you should. Some people think you should read it first. I'm thinking that for filming purposes, it might make a little bit more sense to put Assassin's Blade first for you. I have my reasons, and I'm sure people understand that when they're watching this. But go ahead and put in the comments what order you think that we should read it in. So, you maybe I can't really
I know.
give
I'm
you
like,
anything.
just
so.
whatever book she downloads onto my child's tablet.
This is a good
fine.
one. My boyfriend wants to read Akatar. Do you have any advice for him?
Do it. It's really good.
It is good.
I feel like for Akatar, if he likes fantasy, it's pretty easy to like transition. If he likes Lord of the Rings, I feel like most guys do. That's such a good, you can tell them, because it's almost like, I picture the fairies in my mind, maybe I'm wrong, but like I picture Tamlin as like a Legolas kind of look. Like
I feel like too, when I was, Akatar was the first like romantasy that I read, and I had a friend that told me, I was reading Outlander at the time, and I just felt like I needed a break because Outlander's a really heavy read. It's so good. If you haven't read Outlander, it's amazing. I was like on book 5 or so. And I just told her, I need something that's like easy to read and good. And she was like, you should read Akatar. It's a book about fairies. And I was like, oh, I'm going to hate that. That sounds awful. And she was like, no, it's not like fairies like Tinkerbell. It's like a different... they're like a magical creature, and I was like, I don't feel like I'm gonna be into that.
I was thinking Pixie Hollow. I'm like, I've seen the movies. I know how this is gonna work.
And then I read all 5 books over the course of Christmas, and I don't think I saw you guys for like a week.
No, I remember because
they were so good.
Every time I came, you had a different color book.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, I don't know how many of these books there are. But you were burning through them.
Thank you, Rachel, for introducing me to ACOTAR, and then I dived deep really into the romantasy world. But it was so good, and I loved it. And then I read all of Throne of Glass and Crescent City. So I think within a month. I think it was very, very quick. I think I read all of Mass.
There's so many. I didn't really, because like fourth one there's just the 3 books, but there's this one there's 5. People said you have to read Crescent City, which there's 2 or 3. And
I think you're
Throne
gonna.
of Glass is a big one.
I do think you're gonna like the Crescent City series the best out of all of these.
Really?
That's my guess.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, you know what's so funny is one of the girls at work was reading Crescent City, and I hadn't heard of it, and from like the break room from the other side, I thought it was called Croissant City, which, to be honest with you, I would be okay with that book. That's a series I could get into, you know?
Oh, what is the most shocking plot twist you have ever read or watched?
Ever read, like in the books or just in general?
It says read or watch, so I guess you could go either way. We'll wait for this lovely card to go by. It's a golf cart.
I honestly don't know, because I feel like if I'm going through like movies and I don't know. Tell me do you know yours by any chance? And I can just say, oh, that's it.
I feel like Shutter Island, I feel like was a big plot twist at the end.
I forgot about that. That one was pretty crazy.
That was a good
I feel
one.
like there's one I'm forgetting. Let me put a pin in it, because that one...
You're going to come back to it?
Yes, because I feel like there's so many good ones where like either a movie, it's like left me hanging kind of thing. And I feel like it almost depends on what stage of life. Like I remember thinking it was a big twist, and it wasn't. But I was 16 or 15 when Pirates of the Caribbean came out.
I definitely thought you were gonna say in the Lizzie McGuire movie when.
Oh, sing to. Okay, you know what? That was a shocking plot when she's like, "Sing to me, Paulo," and the whole time. Oh gosh, Melissa, I forgot.
I don't know that. I
remember he's training her to dance, and he's like, and
he's the bad guy.
Remember, he's like, "Oh, I can sing, la 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 la." See, it's no problem for me. But he couldn't sing, and we got breadcrumb. That is a good one. There's a lot.
For me would be
I feel like
a
any
really
Disney
good
Channel
one.
original movie. I mean, there's a lot of twists. Brink.
Really good plot. No,
not Brink. Johnny Snow.
Okay. What is an example from a book or movie of a female and a main character that you love? Ooh, I feel like I know. I think you just talked about it just a second
Pirates.
ago. Yeah.
Yeah.
You talk about Pirates a lot.
I feel like that was growing up. That was like my favorite series. I remember going to like the midnight premiere of like the movies and everything.
Sometimes I'll just wake up in the middle of the night and Logan's watching Pirates of the Caribbean.
If you can't sleep, you know, it's that comfort video. You know,
your comfort movie.
But yeah, I feel like because Elizabeth Swann, like she started out as like the damsel in distress and everything, and then by the end of it, she was like she was like the main like pirate king, or pirate queen. You know?
I think.
And it was cool. It was seeing that she had the biggest, like Jack Sparrow just kind of stayed the same for the most part. So did a lot, but her character had like a huge arc to it. Like it changed completely. You know.
I agree. I feel like would you say that's your comfort movie?
Oh yeah,
Pirates.
For sure.
I'll
put that on.
That's probably true.
I also really like, and nobody else likes it in the house, so I have to almost do it. There's like two other comfort movies. One is Eddie Murphy's Haunted Mansion. I love it.
Oh, you do watch that a lot.
It's so good. I have that one. I can like quote that one.
And I'll Be Home for Christmas.
That's the one. The only type of movies I don't like, as weird as it is, I don't like pig-based movies like Babe or Gordy. Those send me I can't. When the kids watch it, I was like, I gotta get out of here. I don't know why.
Sometimes just to like mess with Logan, I'll put on the quote.
I'll
put on the trailer for Babe, and it just makes Logan
It makes me sick. It upsets me. But I'll Be Home for Christmas is kind of Melissa's kryptonite, because I watched that one as soon as November hits.
I didn't hate that movie.
Melissa, Jonathan Taylor Thomas. This was one
Wait,
of his
but we need to talk
He went
about
from Tool Time to this, and he went from the small screen to the big screen, and it was
an
incredible.
You need to talk about why we hate I hate I'll Be Home for Christmas, because Logan was in the nursing program. And we had this little tiny apartment that we lived in. It was like 600 square feet. And Logan would sit in the living room, and I would be in the bedroom. And there was one time that, I'm not kidding you, the beginning of I'll Be Home for Christmas might have come on about 6 times in a row. And finally I opened the door, and I was like, I cannot listen to you watch this movie one more time, because you did.
She could tell by the intro, even the last, the Merry Christmas, Happy Holiday, the NSYNC song. That's what the credit. I mean,
I was like, you
everything
can't.
wanted was
And
in that
so
movie.
finally, I told Logan that there were rules that he could only watch I'll Be Home for Christmas once in the month of November and once in the month of December, because I just couldn't anymore, because we'd watched it so many times at that
To be fair,
point.
when we were
So,
dating, it was around Christmas time, and you
I feel
watched
like
all
my
the time
family
with
is
me.
getting stories right now that they have never heard before as they sit and watch this. Your top 3 books that you've ever read. That's a tough one. That was for both of us. I just read a book called The Nightingale, and I love that. I'm sure that people are familiar with it. I love Fourth Wing.
Fourth Wing would be up there with me.
I loved Fourth Wing. I love A Court of Thorns and Roses too. I really love Throne. I don't know. This is too hard of a question for me.
I do feel like I have to read.
I have too many books that I read.
I have to read more.
I
to
love a
be
lot of
able to
Francine
say.
Rivers books. If you're familiar with her books, I love Redeeming Love, and I love the
You
Mark
got
of
me
the
to read
Lion
that. That one was
series.
good. Yeah.
Also very, very good if you are into those. Man, what about you?
I'm starting to realize a lot, because you got me to read Redeeming Love. A lot of the books I read are just books that you're like, Logan, you're reading this.
Yeah,
I'm like,
that
but,
is pretty
and it
much
helps
how it
because you pick
goes.
really good stuff.
Cats or dogs?
Dogs.
I'm a cats person.
You're a cats person. I feel
Not
like
that I don't like dogs,
I
but
like the
I
dogs
like
when I
cat
come
better.
back. They act like I've been off at war, and they're like, he's here, and I really just went to like Taco Bell or something. But with cats, you got to work so hard for it. You come in and they're like, oh, you're home again. You know.
That's what I don't know. I feel like there's not as much work though.
That is true. That's true.
I get frustrated having to wait between reading sessions.
Sometimes.
Yeah.
Sometimes. I
We've had a
remember
little bit of a
in
break back
Onyx
now 'cause we're on vacation.
Storm. Oh my gosh. Because we would have to do it because the kids are in the other room, and sometimes they'll come in, and it would be because I feel like those last chapters of Onyx Storm, it's like cliffhanger after and I'm just like, I want. In normal life, I would have just stayed up till 6 in the morning, like reading. But it'll be like, Melissa's like, okay, well, wait, we'll do this one tomorrow. I'm like, I can't wait. I gotta know. But yeah, sometimes it's hard.
It is sometimes really difficult. How did I get Logan into romantasy? Basically, I just handed him a book and I said, okay, you can read this with me.
And
It was Fourth Wing.
But I do feel like, because romantasy is so big, I think if you pick one that, if you're wanting to get a guy into it, something of like that they like, because there's so many different types of romantasies. If you pick that theme, whatever it is, you know.
This is a funny one, and I can't wait to read it to you. How does Logan get such volume to his hair?
The blow dryer. I don't know.
I also just feel like you have some curly.
I have
you
poofy hair.
Poofy hair naturally. This is like kind of how Logan wakes up in the
and
morning.
honestly, because I have to poof mine. If I put it down, it looks more like hair plugs, because it kind of has like a little poof.
The family in the background said it's true, so they're confirming. They're confirming it. Ooh, who is worse, Jack Barlow or Tamlin?
Okay, the only reason right now I'm gonna say Jack Barlow is because Tamlin, I haven't seen everything yet. Jack Barlow.
Yeah, Jack Barlow's really
book
bad.
1 was pretty bad. I mean, at least Tamlin's given us a place to live and some food. You know, like Jack Barlow was not doing that. So I'm gonna say Jack Barlow. But again, I don't know what Tamlin looks like in book 2 or 3, or if he's still with
You
us.
might change your mind.
You know, if he goes, you know, things happen.
Ooh, this is for me. What female main character do I relate most to? I would say, if you're new here, I had a stroke 2 years ago. So I say prior to that, I would have said Feyre. But after that, I'd say Violet, because Violet has some, I feel like now rereading stuff with Violet, I'm like, oh man, I relate to that. And just how she has to kind of work through chronic pain and things to get through life, and I just feel like it's very inspiring to me. So
well, Violet too has a lot going on, and she keeps up with everybody, but she has to do more to keep up.
yeah, and I relate to that. So I love Violet. I think she's a very interesting character. Can you I think this is cool. Can you chat about how there's healing for women who see a guy reading books like these books? I mean, I guess you could speak on it, but as a woman, I feel like it is really, I think that so many men think that reading these types of series are like silly, or, you know, they're like, oh, that's nothing that I would read. But I feel like watching you read it and enjoying it as much as you do, I feel like it's always nice to have somebody that doesn't think that what you're doing is silly or, you know, not worth their time. And I feel like you make people feel that way.
Well, that's very sweet. I also feel like women and men write differently. I think that's why I like them too. Because I do feel like in like some of the books that I've read where it's like, guys, it's mainly just, it focuses more on not every time, but it focuses on like the war and the fight and the battle, and
Yeah.
blah, which is cool. But this gives like that's why I like romantasy, because it gives more high stakes, because you're getting to like see it from that person's point of view.
Yeah.
I do feel like, at least of the books that I've read, I do feel like the women do better at that.
Yeah.
Like able
I
to
agree.
like convey emotion better. Like that was in college. I took a women's lit class because the books that they had were the books I wanted to read.
Yeah. Oh, maybe people don't know this story. How did we meet, and what is our love story?
Me? Oh,
Yeah.
we
You say
met at Walt Disney World Resort in Orlando, Florida. Melissa was one of the, not to spoil the magic for anybody, she was one of the Disney princesses. Mine was less magical, HR. But I was in the spot, because it was kind of more before direct deposit, and I was in the spot where you came to get like your paychecks and everything. So I would kind of see you weekly, and you came by a couple times with your friends, and then you were always in a good mood because you were getting your check. So,
That actually isn't the whole story, though. So Logan worked in a place at Disney World. It was called the Cast Service Center. And about a month into me working, I had just moved down. And on my birthday, a group of us were all going out to Olive Garden for dinner. And they were like, we have to go by the Cast Service Center. There's this cute guy that works at the Cast Service Center. His name is Logan. And I was like, I just want to go to Olive Garden. I don't want to meet this guy at the Cast Service Center.
Are incredible.
And so I met Logan, and I saw him, and I was like, oh, he is cute. But we went out to dinner, and then everybody wanted to come back to bring Logan the leftover food from Olive Garden. They're like, we got to bring back Logan this, and we got to bring back Logan said that he loved Olive Garden. We got to bring it back. And Logan, so we come back, and everybody's giving off their like, oh, here's the rest of my Alfredo. Here, we brought you breadsticks. And then Logan looked at me, and I told him, I said, I don't share my Olive Garden.
And I was like, that's my type of girl, you know.
So, and then I think we just started hanging out, and then I very quickly realized that we were very compatible, and just became. Then we were friends first, and then started dating just a couple months.
Yeah,
after.
I wish I could have said it was enemies to lovers. Maybe you started out as my enemy because you didn't bring the Olive Garden.
Oh,
and
yeah.
So, yeah,
that might have been it. Yeah, no, but I feel like we quickly started dating after, and then we were married about a year later.
Because we met on your birthday, and I proposed the day before your birthday the next year.
And then we were married that following June, and we moved out to California. And yeah, that's where Logan. Oh, somebody asked you a question. What do you do for work? Because they said that they hear you talk about ACOTAR all the time, about your work friends.
Oh, I'm a pediatric nurse, which again, I feel like I'm in good company, because like 90% of the people that I work with are all women, and they're all really big into like romantasy. It's really funny too, at our hospital, each floor I feel like has a different almost book club of girls, and they're all on different books and everything like that. So
so you kind of get to hear it.
Yeah.
And Logan will also come home with like recommendations.
The girls
from
from
people he works with.
They'll ask me what you're reading. And,
Yeah.
and they're like, oh, tell her to, like the Windy series. I think.
Yeah, I got that from somebody that Logan worked with to read the Windy City series. That's hard to say for me.
That is hard, yeah.
Yeah.
It's a tongue twister.
But yeah, they were saying to tell me to read that. Somebody else mentioned recently The Wolf King.
Oh yeah,
Is that right?
I think
So I'm gonna try and put that on my list as well. Because I just get a little bit more time to read than Logan does.
You read faster too.
I read quicker than you. Oh, have we watched Off Campus yet? I have.
You have.
Logan hasn't.
I haven't seen it
was
yet.
stuck in bed with a migraine for like a week, and I watched the Off Campus series, and I had read the books, so I have been so excited for Logan to watch those and react to them, because it's going to be so good. But yes, that will be coming soon.
And I know it's about hockey, which is throwing me off.
Because it's only 8 episodes, so
it's throwing me off, because for me, romantasy is like you've got like a magic sword or abilities and all this, and you're like, no, it's really good, and it's about hockey, and I'm like, magic hockey, like
magic hockey. You never know.
Okay.
There's magic on the ice, Logan.
Like Air Bud, remember him? That was magic.
No, it's not like
It's
Air
not like
Bud
Air Bud
at all. No. What's worse in your mind, Ferris family or Tamlin?
I feel okay. I think Favor's family, because she had so much of it. She was there for so long. But then part of me is like, I just feel like it's Tamlin is Favor's family all wrapped into one. Like the laziness of trying to date Favor, like that's like Elaine. He almost has rage issues, like Nesta, and then her dad. I feel like he just kind of he kind of phoned it in, and that's where we're at. So it almost feels like he's like the family's wearing a rubber mask or something. I'm waiting for Tamlin to be like, it's all of us, you know.
It's all of us.
We're all, yeah.
I'm gonna go ahead and spoil it for you.
Is that's the end of the
does not
book?
happen. Nope. Okay, Rebecca Yarrow said that somebody will die in book 4. Who do you think it's going to be? I have my opinion, but I don't know if you share it with me.
I don't know if it's the same. I think I don't want to even put it out there because but you know what? It starts with an R, and it's not Rhiannon, and it's not Rhiannon. So
you think Riddick?
Yeah.
I think Rhiannon.
You do? Okay.
I do. I'm thinking Rhiannon. I think it'll hit the hard. I think not that Riddick wouldn't hit hard, but I think that she might just have to keep him in there.
I think,
all of us.
But I think that's why is because he's like.
Don't say it. I don't even want to. I'm just gonna put it out there. Just for don't put it out there.
He's like the light of the books.
I know. That's what I'm saying.
And it would be putting out that light. And she already said this is like Zayden's villain era. It's gonna get darker. And I'm like, how can it get any darker? He's left. It's a mess. It's a mess now. And I'm like, you take away the last ha.
You can't do that. If I mean, I guess she could, but it would be really sad if she did. Okay, last question. If you could have any power, not shadows.
Oh, then I'm fine.
What would it be?
That's hard because that's my go-to. That's like, is there any other power really?
I go with lightning wielder.
I feel like
because that's cool.
It seems
I feel
like
she's so cool.
I'm gonna say I liked Andarna's gift where she could freeze time. I'd probably pick that. That would be pretty cool. Because part of me even thinks like the Andarna's was to freeze time when she was a baby, and we already know that Violet can enter minds and everything, but she was able to enter Marin's memory, which feels like it's movement through time. I'm almost wondering if because we don't know everything about that power, I'm almost wondering if she can move her mind through time almost. I don't know. I just feel like Andarna has something to do with time, but I feel like the freezing time is the way to go.
I also feel like distance wielding would be pretty cool.
I didn't even think about that. I think
I think that's a cool
honestly,
one.
With the way we like to go and stuff, that would be so fun.
It would be nice to just pick
especially
up.
Especially with kids. Do you know how hard it is to get them in the car seats and all that? Just to grab Daddy's hand. There we go.
Oh, wouldn't that be great? All right, that's our last question. So, this is it for our Q&A session. Is there anything else you want to add or to share?
I'm excited to keep reading ACOTAR because it seems like it's starting to build up. It's a lot. I feel like in the beginning
we're getting to the
the meat and potatoes.
Yes,
because it's been very much like plot building where I learned about our family. I'm learning about different creatures. I'm starting to learn about the blight, and I feel like that's going to come up. And at least I don't know if it's the same in every book, but I remember all the Fourth Wing ones. They a lot of times are leaving on these big cliffhangers, and I feel like it's the last 30%. And at Direbound too, that last 30% is when things pick up, and I'm at like 50 or 60%. So I'm like, here we go.
You're getting there. I think you're gonna really like the last bit of this book. So I'm really excited to finish reading it with you. All right, if you're coming on here and you're new here, make sure you're following us here on YouTube. So just hit subscribe to follow along for more content, and we're doing a lot of more long form videos on there as well. So, and then obviously over on TikTok and Instagram, we have a lot of fun too. If you're following us on Instagram, that's where we're having everybody submit their questions. So if you want to submit questions for next week, you can. All right, thank you so much. Bye.
Bye.